This is a brief look into Anime Expo 2026 from someone who generally tried to stay present for the entire experience. It was a packed 4 days with a lot of navigating back and forth and coordinating accordingly at all times, so some of the places may have been repeated or out of order throughout. If you didn't start at registration, there was an extra fee to get badges shipped to you in advance, and a few manual steps to get them activated, which made a good chunk of people opt to have it distributed physically in person. Then you probably staked out checkpoints for one of these 3 areas. The Convention Center, which mostly houses the South and West exhibit halls. The LA Live Beer Garden and Theaters, which tend to hold the most high-profile panels. And the sectioned off ballrooms of the Marriott. No matter what your plans may be, you're going to find yourself in one of these lines, and despite all being part of the same event, none of these venues are connected. So if you have multiple plans and multiple venues, you're going to have to factor it in every single time. They often wrap around the building, and you may have to ask multiple people if you're in the right place, because the ones staffing the event usually have less of an idea than you in regard to pretty much everything that's not their singular task of scanning the badges themselves. They really need to hire people acting as directories outside, because that would make things flow a lot smoother. Then again, these lines are also a great opportunity to take a bite and get your bearings, because the events themselves can be pretty touch and go in the best way, of course. In any case, I can assure you that the rest of this video will not be just lines, as easy as that would have been. So without further ado, let's break this down. Heading to the further side of the Marriott, you'll find a dedicated space for the convention's autographs, some being available all day through the standby line, and others being only available through a lottery system held in the months leading up to the event. Reaching the front, what you end up getting really depends on the person themselves. Some will allow you to have personal items signed on the spot, like this art book I brought for the artist of the Final Fantasy series. Others may just give you a minute or two to talk, take a picture, and shake hands, before giving you a commemorative signed board for the experience. Oh yeah, and did I mention that there are also screenings and industry panels here? They use the exact same entrance, so if you want something specific, you have to compete with them to get in, and vice versa. Good luck. Speaking of panels, there are always a few good ones at Petrie Hall, near the west end of the convention center. While not as popular as some of the other venues I cover here, it's still a sizable room with a handful of decent slots. I staked it out for the Persona 4 Revival panel, which was definitely one of the more passionate audiences that made its way to the venue. It was slightly more relaxed, a lot of people having the opportunity to get footage during the panel. A lot of panels were very strict with the no video or audio recording or you will get kicked out policies, and also get a photo op with the series mascot. The later panels gave out a few Needy Girl overdose boards from winning Rock Paper Scissors, and an upcoming anime catalog featuring Reincarnated as a Slime. But that's the gist of that room, which is a hop, skip, and a jump from the West Hall. It's kind of hard to explain what the West Hall is exactly. Like, it's mostly pop-up apparel and merchandise vendors, but also booths for anime like Blue Box and Don to Don, as well as booths that specialize in custom plushies and keychains like this one. When planning what I wanted to do each day, I would often ask myself, why is this here and not the South Hall or Artist Alley respectively, meh? But it's not like I had that much time to dwell on it. I I just kinda had to go with the flow and hit as many of them as I could, meh. Now, many of the big reveals you'll find here at the theaters connected to the beer garden complex. Just be warned, a variety of big reveals doesn't necessarily mean a variety of moderators, or that those moderators aren't clearly heavily scripted and not very deep. I can, however, say that they bring in some pretty well-known voices from Japan, and a handful of world premiere trailers, which can be pretty cool to see together with an audience this large. Some panels may hand out postcards at the door featuring themed, sometimes exclusively hand-drawn illustrations, but that really depends on the distributor. Just have to hope you get lucky, I suppose. If you manage to get outside or travel between the checkpoints, there's also a number of food and drink vendors around as well. This one was especially popular because it was based off the convenience store Junes from the Persona series for their 30th anniversary, and they had these commemorative containers that I was probably the only one insane enough to actually keep. Ha 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 ha. Anyway. Ask most people, and they'll probably tell you that they're here for the main section, the South Exhibit Hall. I'm going to try not to downplay how crowded it gets, but once you're in, there are pockets where you can vibe or just manage to get around. Even before entering the hall itself, there are plenty of overhead banners representing the different anime and exhibits that are represented, and of course the cosplayers and other attendees moving with you. Keep your head up for that. Okay, time for the exhibit hall. The area directly outside is this large open space with a few large photo ops, but more importantly, a lot of vloggers and cosplayers like congregating around here. This is also where you wait before it officially opens, and for this reason, is typically the site of the largest crowd shots for Anime Expo itself. Then, heading up the AX mascot design wrapped stairs finally leads you to the faded doors of the hall. We made it! There are multiple ways to explore the exhibit halls, or even record it for that matter, because honestly, it's quite big and packed with a lot that you can do at your leisure. You could go with the flow and take in every booth as you see it, or you could be slightly more chaotic as shown by speedrunning or brisk walking your favorite booths one by one. Some booths, like the Sega booth here, even have mini performances and character meet and greets throughout the day. While this example happens to be of an orchestral mini concert to promote Metaphor's live performance later this year, there were also members of the Japan stage plays in full costume for the Persona series, and elsewhere, similar scenarios with Grand Blue characters at the Side Games booth, Star Rail characters at the Hoyoverse booth, and the surprisingly popular Love and Deep Space official character meet. What you do is really up to the memories that you want to make, because while some might want to greet their faves, others want plushies. There was a pretty impressive selection of grain games throughout the hall, each with fairly decent grip strength, to entice you to try your luck more at official locations throughout the year. This booth in particular was based on Freerun, and each machine had different sizes for your various plushie needs. Like this first one, the largest Freerun is, well, large, to add a bit of fluffy cuteness to your shelf, or perhaps serve to lounge about as a couch or car pillow, and or assert dominance towards smaller plushies in your collection. Slightly smaller, we have these hand puppets, which come in two types, a second Freerun variant, and this time, Himmel the Hero. Ever wanted to play out the heroics of what would Himmel the Hero do? Now you can. And smaller still are these mini bag charms of Freerun, Fern, and Stark, which are the best ones to carry around in your day-to-day. Because you're at the mercy of the claw when you're getting these, a lot of people would trade these mugs amongst each other, which was pretty fun in itself. For the record, this is not sponsored, link not in the description because I cherish my plushies. In any case, those can be a lot of fun. The lines tend to cap pretty quickly, so you may have to check back periodically, but with all luck, they tend to be fairly well stocked for how many people they have to accommodate. But there's always so much to see, so much that I'm only scratching the surface with the things I did experience, and even less so with what I documented. So be sure to keep your wits about you. After all, you may find some of the coolest cosplayers in the most unexpected places, and if you don't take the time to approach them, they may just disappear within a blink of an eye. I happen to know that feeling all too well. You can also find displays of items that aren't quite ready to be distributed yet, and displays of quality statues that are being sold on site. Some have items that they just give you that they aren't even selling. Like this tote bag, it's smaller than the Freerun plushie that I showed earlier and is just adorable. And it holds another bag inside the bag that can be used as, well, a regular bag. The bag within a bag came in 4 varieties: Jujutsu Kaisen, My Hero Academia, Apothecary Diaries, and Freerun. As someone that enjoys all 4 of those, it was kind of fun to open it up and see what I got, though a lot were very desperate to trade for their preferences. And close to that was the Cygames booth, which is where I was able to secure my merchandise for Uma Musume. As you may notice, there's a pretty quick jump between the things you buy, the things you can do, the things you see, and the things that you may be given out. So you kind of just have to be ready for all those contingencies. Take these for example. The acrylics and keychains were available on site, while the plushies were there to promote their pre-orders for their online shop. What was cool though was that said site only went live the same day as AX itself, so I for one was grateful when the rapidly out of stock items were still there when I got to the counter. Further still, there are mini games simply for the sake of joy and whimsy, and booths with stages that carry themselves like panels, but on the show floor. Here at this booth they had devs talks from the Grand Blue Fantasy team, and mini watch-alongs of the Uma Musume performances. They gave out glow sticks for watching those, before hitting another set of nearby minigames. It's worth again mentioning that nothing is straightforward. Some things are just handed out to you, others require you to attend a panel, or pull for it, or use a photo booth. And then there's this. A series of games to fill out a stamp card, to fill out a survey, to spin for a roulette, to try for a prize. Gotta appreciate how the booths with even similar objectives have completely different approaches. All that to say that these guys were not for the faint of heart. You had to do all of the previous, and on top of that, have a 1 in 16 chance of getting each one of these individually. Definitely makes for a great retelling though. In the end, there's so much happening at any given moment that saying it's impossible to do everything is a severe understatement. There could be like 5 or 10 things that you really want to do that all happen simultaneously, and even combining my experiences with my whole party who all did their own things non-stop, there's still things that I know happened that we've never even scratched the surface of. One can only hope to make the best out of the choices presented, go with the flow, and enjoy the moment, because it can very quickly escape you. Thanks for watching.